From China's Great Wall to Greece's Parthenon, these landmarks have attracted tourists for centuries. While tourism acts as a great economic boost for such regions, the huge influx of visitors is slowly debilitating the very existence of these places. We look at locations from around the world which are threatened by tourism and related factors such as littering and pollution, and the steps taken to counter it. Great Wall of China, one of the 7 wonders of the world, the 13,171-mile, 21,196 kilometers, long fortification along the historical northern borders of the country was built in parts over many years, from the 8th century BC to the rule of Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. According to the Beijing Times, around 30% of the wall has disappeared due to natural erosion and human damage, such as inscriptions on the walls with sharp objects, or smearing the structure with graffiti. In 2014, the government established a specific area on the wall for visitors to create graffiti or leave scribbles behind. Great Barrier Reef, Australia, composed of over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands sprawled over an area of 133,000 square miles, 344,400 square kilometers. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system. In 2012, a National Academy of Science study revealed that the reef has already lost over 50% of its corals due to climate change and pollution. Scientists have predicted that if no correctional measures are taken, the reef may become extinct by 2050, dealing a major blow to dozens of marine species and the billion-dollar tourism industry built around it. Taj Mahal, Agra, India. The 17th century marble mausoleum was made by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the memory of his wife Mumtaz and has been a very popular tourist destination for years. However, years of carbon emissions from the city of Agra have led to the decolorization of its once white walls. To stop the yellowing of the walls, the government has undertaken rigorous restoration efforts and also set up the Taj Trapezium Zone, TTZ, a 4,000 square mile, 10,400 square kilometers, wide area around the Taj Mahal where strict emission standards are set in place. Reports have also revealed that the decline in water level of the adjacent Yamuna River is affecting the wooden foundation of the structure. Stonehenge, UK. The mysterious stone monument dates back to around 3100 BC. One of the most popular tourist spots in the world, the Stonehenge has been adversely affected by visitors and their activities. According to media reports, there have been many cases where people have chipped off parts of the stone, to take away as keepsake or to sell them online. So far, the government and experts have managed to restore most parts damaged by tourists. Sistine Chapel, Vatican City. The chapel, situated in the official papal residence of Apostolic Palace, is home to one of the most significant Renaissance artworks of all time. Iconic artists of the era, such as Sandro Botticelli, Pietro Perugino, Pinturicchio, Domenico Ghirlandaio, Cosimo Rosselli and Michelangelo painted frescoes and elaborate scenes on the chapel's walls and ceilings in the 15th and early 16th century. Even though flash photography is banned inside, some tourists flout the rules which harms the delicate paint. Also, the amount of carbon dioxide exhaled while visiting the chapel damages the art. The authorities have installed an air conditioning system inside to help establish a suitable environment for the paintings. Machu Picchu, Peru, located on a mountain range 7,970 feet, 2,430 m, above sea level, the citadel was once home to the Inca civilization when it was built in the 15th century. Since its discovery in 1911, the flow of tourists to the location increased annually at an alarming rate, crossing 400,000 a year by the early 2000s. As a result, the structures have been exposed to pollution and the strength of the buildings have weakened over the years. Deliberations are going on whether to put Machu Picchu on UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites in danger. Parthenon, Greece, built between 447 and 438 BC in honor of goddess Athena, The ancient temple ruins have come under threat from activities of tourists who flout conservation rules. Apart from drawing and etching names on the columns, many visitors also nab ancient rocks and stones from the ground to carry back home. The police keep a watchful eye to tackle this issue, arresting any visitor who is caught stealing rocks. Venice, Italy. Thanks to its romantic gondola rides and ancient Roman architecture, the city of Venice attracts over 30 million tourists every year. The overcrowding and pollution associated with it threatens the canal ecosystem and delicate foundations of the city. Apart from limiting the number of incoming cruise ships, UNESCO considered putting Venice up on its list of World Heritage Sites in danger, but no decisions have been made yet. Mount Everest, the highest mountain peak, 20,029 feet per 8,848 meter, in the world is facing a huge problem of littering. Trekkers who go up often complain of plastics, tins, aluminum cans, clothes, papers, spent oxygen tanks and climbing equipment left behind by visitors who came before. In 2015, a report by Grinnell College in Iowa, U.S. revealed that as much as 26,500 pounds, 12,020 kilograms, of human excrement is left behind on the mountain after each climbing season. The hikers have been requested by local authorities to keep the area clean as much as possible and play a responsible role for the environment. According to BBC, Sherpas are paid $2 for each kilo, or over 2 pounds, of trash they pick up on the trails. Choppers are also used to bring down heavier trash items, such as oxygen tanks and camping materials. Teotihuacan, Mexico, established sometime around 100 BC. The ancient Mesoamerican city was once home to 125,000 inhabitants. Today, the culturally and historically rich location faces a great threat from development. In 2004, the state governor had granted permission to Walmart to build a huge store within the park's archaeological zone. The store was eventually opened in November 2016. Also, in 2009, a massive light and sound show was planned as a regular feature for the tourists. While experts and protesters argued that installing such a system will harm the ancient structures, the show was started anyway and continues to date. Masai Mara, Kenya, noted for its native population of Maasai lions, African leopards and Kenyan cheetahs, the sprawling game reserve is a favorite among tourists all over the world. However, the littering from the numerous lodges and camps are damaging the natural integrity of the area. Cave of Altamira, Spain. The UNESCO World Heritage Site is marked by ancient charcoal and polychrome wall paintings made during the Upper Paleolithic era around 35,600 years ago. Authorities have taken stern steps to reduce damage caused by tourists, which mostly involves leaving their own graffiti and etchings on the wall. In 2002, the cave was closed to public access. In 2014, parts of the cave were reopened, allowing only 5 visitors a week in protective clothing. Tutankhamun's tomb, Egypt. When British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the young pharaoh's tomb in 1922, he unknowingly exposed it to outside air and pollutants. The influx of thousands of tourists visiting the site over the years has considerably damaged the tomb's condition. As a result, the government decided to open a detailed replica of the same nearby. The original tomb still faces threat from some archaeologists who wish to drill holes in the walls of the room to find ways to locate the burial chamber of Queen Nefertiti. Some experts have pointed out that the walls of the tomb are very delicate and any sort of damage might cause them to collapse. Galapagos Islands, the biologically rich archipelago of volcanic islands in the Pacific Ocean, once inspired British naturalist Charles Darwin to devise his theory of evolution by means of natural selection. Retracing his voyages, thousands of people visit the islands every year. Local authorities now have to deal with new hotels cropping up which inadvertently harm the natural surroundings. The litter the tourists leave behind is also a big problem. To tackle the damages, UNESCO had put the islands on their list of World Heritage Sites in danger in 2007. However, the World Heritage Committee agreed to remove it from the list in 2010 after the Ecuadorian government took stern steps to limit tourists at the islands, in order to protect its ecological integrity. Antarctica, the icy continent and its delicate ecology has been reeling under the combined effects of pollution from cruise ships, pollution from oil spills and global warming over the years. In 2008, within a matter of days, around 220 square miles, 570 square kilometers, of ice from the southwest part collapsed as a result of global warming. Angkor Wat, Cambodia, built in the 12th century. The Buddha's temple is spread over an area of 162.6 hectares, making it the largest religious monument in the world. Today, millions of tourists throng to the temple, leaving an adverse effect on the structure's delicate foundation. It is feared that if protective measures are not taken soon, the tourists' footfall and activities might lead the temple to collapse. Over 2 million tourists visited the sites in 2013, and each year the number increases by 20%. Local authorities plan to reduce the number of visitors and have already set in place a strict security system that restricts tourists from tampering with the architecture in any way.